Hey, you, where are you going? This is Lumberjacks from Lyster, Quebec. We got some single bucking, bow sawing, and double bucking, not to mention they're the best in the world. This ain't no child's play. We're also swinging axes right here on Lumberjacks.
Lumberjacks is sponsored by Echo, only professional grade with 5-year warranty. Crown, protect, maintain, save. The new YouFind Fish app. Fish with your phone. Humminbird, simply, clearly better.
We're here in rural Quebec, the little town of Lyster, for a lumberjack competition. It's located about 45 minutes from Quebec City, and a solid field of competitors, some Americans, some Canadians. Hi, I'm Bill Debo with Lumberjack Sports Analyst and co-host Rod Cumberland. You know, Rod, with this field of competitors, the underhand shop this week, who do you like in the underhand?
Dave Jewett here from Pittsford, New York. Great underhand chopper, but my buddy Marcel Dupuis from New Brunswick's here as well. He's been chewing up the records in the East in the underhand chop, and I expect him to give Dave a run for his money.
And we're going to be seeing a lot of sawing at this competition. The French Canadians are fantastic at sawing. There's going to be a couple of challenges there, but in particular the double buck.
So we'll talk about a tough event to call. You've got three manufacturers, Donald Lambert, Gaston Duperret, JP Mercier. It's going to be a coin toss to find out who wins that event.
And there's the river that used to drive the logs to the mill here in Lyster, Quebec. Right now it's a small agricultural community, about a 45-minute drive from Quebec City. Last week we had a great start to the competition. We got Simon Bertrand on top. He's a sawing specialist with 150 points, but he's got Jewett, DePerry, Lambert, and Waterfield on his heels. Those guys can wield saws as well as wield axes. We're going to get started with a single buck. In total we had 22 competitors entered into the competition. We're going to be showing you the top 4 heats.
Ilko de Beer, De Steeg, Holland, Forster.
Bonjour Canada, mon nom est Jean-Simon Bertrand, je viens de Saint-Pierre de Montmagny. Je suis préparateur de scie mécanique.
Well, heading into heat number 1, we got Simon Bertrand. He's got to be the favorite, taking on Ilko de Beer, traveling around North America with his buddy Martijn Harms, here for a couple of weeks going to some lumberjack competitions. Single buck, 14 inches of aspen, and of course 1 cut.
That last camera angle, you can see the rain falling. It's cold, it's wet. The guys here that are wedging and spraying, of course, have their jackets up on their ears. The guys got to put this out of their mind, just get good full strokes like Simon is doing right now.
Simon Bertrand, he catches a raker there and jams the saw in there. His saw is really dropping, he catches that a raker, but Simon Bertrand wins his first heat with 11.83. What's when you pull on the backstroke there, or on the pull stroke, you hear the saw chattering a little bit, that noise that it makes. Just tell me what's happening there.
I haven't paid attention to the sound. I'm sorry. I was mainly paying attention to my technique, which sucked on the way when I was pushing. I grabbed it a couple of times and it cost me a couple of seconds.
You were going pretty good twice. You had a little bit of a hang-up.
Exactly. That was because I was lifting the blade too much and I was catching a raker. So.
Here's a classic matchup in the single buck. JP Mercier and Donald Lambert. When I started competing 20 plus years ago, these guys used to be partners in the double buck. Here they are. They're actually arch rivals now when it comes to sawing events, both manufacturing saws, and here they are head to head in the single buck.
Well, 11.83 is the time to be set by Simon Bertrand in the first heat. Both these guys, world-class sawyers, that is to be sure. JP Mercier, look at the strokes on him. Long strokes as well. Sinking the saw. Donald Lambert with a little bit of a faster pace, but JP Mercier comes off as Donald struggles right at the end. Are you happy with that cut? You didn't seem to have any problems there?
That was a good cut, but well, maybe the weather factor, that it's not my best cut. It's not my best cut.
Your muscles are cold and everything's wet, and it's just hard to get loose.
It's really hard to get loose, especially right now. So on the ground, the ground is really muddy, so then you can't count on your feet, so you just do your best, with the situation.
I'm Gaston Duperret. I'm living to Saint-Henri-de-Taillon, Lac Saint-Jean, working for Rio Tinto Alcan to Saguenay.
Hi, I'm Eric Fillon. I'm from Lyster and I'm a dairy farmer.
Well, the times are getting faster right now. 9.77, the time to be set by JP Mercier. Another French-Canadian heat coming up. Gaston Duperret taking on Hugues Fillon. He's got a JP saw. He was trained by JP.
Hasn't been to a lot of shows yet this year, Hugh Fillion, but here he is in the single buck. It's one of his favorite events. He's pulling a good, usually a long full blade. He has a little glitch at the start, but look at his pace now.
Gaston keeping pace right now. Hugues Fillion's getting a little bit faster. Gaston slowing down. Hugues Fillion wins the heat. Gaston struggles to finish. So you're running just on experience there. You haven't had a chance to practice, but your experience and I guess using a JP saw.
Exactly, but I just focus on the technique and I'll see just how it goes. So he went pretty good. A bit of jam on the top, but overall we're pretty good.
And here we go with the last heat of single buck, still 9.77. The time to be set by JP Mercier. Here's Dave Jewett taking on Jonathan Blais. Dave's JP's training partner. You know he's going to have a JP saw. He's got to be the guy to beat in this heat.
No question about it. He's a guy to beat. Jonathan Blais, no slouch at all in the single buck. He actually learned his forte in the single buck at McDonald College. He's a good single buck sawyer, but look at David Jewett get into this gut.
He's got some excellent form there. The pull strokes and the push strokes are very long and fluid. And Dave Jewett wins the single buck with a world record time of 7.88 seconds. You got to be happy with something a little bit over 8 seconds on that one.
Yeah, there were some fast times before me, and it's tricky because I got a really long saw and the wind's blowing it. So I was able to control it in a smaller log. It's tough to control a big saw like mine, so I'm glad to get the win and have a safe cut.
Hey, that 7.88 seconds is now a world record in 14 inches of aspen. Look at that leaderboard. Dave Jewett and the French Canadians.